that the full cost of my surgeries is less than what it would cost you to get veneers. So that just gives you an idea of like the price point and how good it was. Welcome back to my channel. Excuse the setup, I am actually filming in my car. I filmed this video before I went out. I was going to get a skin peel and my plan was like, okay, yeah, I'll just edit in the car once I'm done with my peel. Why was I just going to edit the videos? And I'm basically out of focus throughout like the whole thing, and I'm meeting my husband after this, so I know that I'm not going to have time to like film again because we're not going to get back till late. I don't want to push till tomorrow, so I was literally just like, you know what, while I'm waiting for him to be done, let me just film in the car. I'm literally going to film now, edit now, and put it up. So yeah, sorry about the crazy setup. I got a mini tummy tuck, lipo 360 and a skinny BBL 4 weeks ago, so let's talk about it. So firstly, let me just explain what each procedure actually is. So lipo is literally just removing the fat from your body. So lipo 360 would be basically removing the fat from like your belly, your back, your flanks, those areas. And then a BBL is transferring the fat you've removed to another part of your body, which would be like your bum and your hips. And then a tummy tuck would be removing loose or excess skin. I feel like people kind of like use the fact that those definitions, people don't really know what they are, or use like the technicalities of like the meanings of those surgeries to kind of like get out of saying if they've had work done. Like, you know, sometimes you'll be in your face comments, like someone will say, oh, she had a BBL, and then she'll be like, no, I didn't. Then you'll find out, oh, she removed fat and then transferred it to her hips. It's like, okay, so basically you did get a BBL then. Just because you didn't necessarily transfer the fat to get a bum doesn't mean that you didn't do one. Like, you transferred the fat essentially. And even when it comes to transferring the fat as well, because when you transfer the fat, like, you know, there's people that maybe have no bum at all and then they take out their fat and then get a bum, but there's people that also do have a bum and then transfer the fat maybe just like to a particular area of their bum. Like, you can transfer the fat maybe underneath to make it more round, or transfer the fat to the top of your bum to get more projection. So again, people will be like, oh no, I've not had a BBL, and then you'll find out, okay, they transferred some fat to the top part of their bum. Like, it still counts as a BBL. Just because you didn't give yourself like a whole new bum doesn't mean you've not done anything. The point is, and mind you, and I say all this to say, to be honest, like, I don't think anybody owes it to anyone to even say that they've had work done. Like, honestly, it really is no one's business. Everybody can do their own thing. But I do think a lot of the time people try to sell a certain kind of lifestyle, you know, like the workout girlies, you know, they're trying to sell their guides, the fitness girlies, the people that sell supplements, waist trainers, just all those kinds of things, certain like fashion things. They'll be saying it's sculpture, gives you the shape, and meanwhile it's like, you've just had that from surgery, and that's fine. Like, just say that. I feel like that's the only time when you owe people that kind of explanation, when it's like you're trying to actually sell something to them, because give them the full information and let them know, like, okay, it's not just this thing that has got my body this way, it's also surgery. Because I don't think getting surgery takes away from the work. I don't think getting surgery takes away from the work of anything else, honestly. Like, surgery just gives you your foundation. It doesn't give you the final perfect body. If that was the case, so many people would have surgery and they wouldn't be doing anything else. So it's like, you can get surgery done and still go to the gym, and then the gym will make your body even better. Do you know what I mean? You can get surgery done and still use a waist trainer, for instance, and that might help sculpt your shape. It doesn't take anything away from that, but the surgery definitely like gives you a helping hand. But anyway, yeah, those are the procedures I had done. So like, speaking specifically about my body now, like, my thing was never that I was very, very big. I'm gonna like put pictures up as well of like what my body was like before and pictures of what my body is now. Obviously I'm in the car, so I can't really like stand to do like a 360 and all of that, but I'll show videos. But yeah, my body before, not that I was particularly big. Like, I've always had quite like a small frame, I guess. You know, I'm 5'5", my arms are quite small, like my legs are quite small, so mainly when I gained weight, it was in that like middle area. Like, a lot of my weight I feel like was just in my belly. So I never had hips, never had bum, anything like that. The weight was kind of just in the belly area essentially. And before I had kids, I was just very skinny, to be honest. That was it. And then yeah, after having kids, I feel like I gained a lot of weight on my belly, and then I got the loose skin, which is why I got the tummy tuck. So with the tummy tuck as well, let me just explain. A standard tummy tuck would be like hip to hip. So you'd have basically like you'd be cut from your hip to your hip, so like this, and then they tighten or pull the loose skin, cut the loose skin, whatever, and then sew you back. Then you can also do like an extended tummy tuck, and that goes all the way around, so you'd be cut in like a circle, like all the way around your waist. But then you can also do a mini tummy tuck, so that's where you have loose skin but it's not so much, so you'd have a smaller cut, literally like this, like the width of the top of your vagina. So yeah, I did a mini tummy tuck because I had loose skin, but it wasn't I keep looking because people are walking past. But yeah, I had loose skin, but it wasn't so much loose skin. So that's why I did the tummy tuck. And the thing is with doing lipo, when you have loose skin already, is your skin will only get looser. So if you already have loose skin, mind you, you can have loose skin even if you've not had kids and stuff, by the way. It just depends on your body type and stuff. But, or if you lose a lot of weight, for instance, then obviously your skin might then start getting loose. But yeah, when you have loose skin, when you get lipo, it makes the loose skin even more loose and more apparent, because obviously there's no fat that's even filling up the skin, if that makes sense. So before my surgery, I was like 70 kg, I would say. Mind you, before that, like after I had my second son, I was actually more like 78 kg. And then there was a point last year around like November, I took Manjaro 2.5 for 4 weeks. And yeah, I didn't know that Manjaro would work so rapidly for me. So that worked really like crazy for me. Like I went down to, I was like 66 kg, I believe, to the point, you know, I've said in my previous videos, like I took Manjaro that first dose and then I basically stopped because I was like, whoa, like this has made me so skinny. Like I did not want to be that skinny. I just wanted to get rid of like a little bit of weight. So obviously, yeah, I didn't take Manjaro after that first dose, and then I was actually trying to gain back weight because I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm not even gonna have weight to even do this surgery, to be honest. Like in hindsight, I wish I didn't even take Manjaro, so I would have had like a bit more fat to play around with. But like I said, I didn't even know it was going to work that crazy for me. I didn't even think it was going to work that crazy for me. Like honestly, I hear people talk about Manjaro and say they've lost like, you know, a couple kg kind of thing. I did not think that I would lose weight that drastically. So I was about 70 kg, and I didn't have so much fat. But yeah, my main concerns was obviously, like I said, give myself hips, give myself a bum. I didn't want like a very big bum or very big hips, because like I said, I do have quite a small frame. Like I have, and when I say small, I don't even necessarily mean like short. I just mean small as in my legs are small. Like I don't have thick legs, I don't have thick thighs, you know, I don't have thick arms, all that kinds of stuff. So I know that like having too big of a bottom half in terms of my hips and my bum wouldn't sit right on me. Like I wanted it to kind of be in proportion. So yeah, so those are the things I explained to my doctor. Like that's why I wanted to focus on, like my hips, really my hips, and then bum next, because my thing was I would prefer to have the actual curved silhouette, and then I could just have like an okay size bum. Do you know what I mean? And then also going into surgery, I kind of already told myself, like, if anything, I can always like add more. Do you know what I mean? Like I can always do another round and add more fat. I mean, obviously I'd have to gain the fat to add, but I could always do that. But like I would still want to have that curve shape. Like my perfect or ideal shape is like, you know, those small petite frames that just have a curve. So it doesn't have to be too much, but just something there. That's like my perfect kind of body look, essentially. Like not thick, but not skinny either. Sure, but yeah, that's just context of like the kind of look I was going for, what my body started off as. I'm gonna also put pictures on the screen, so like you can see here, this is what my body was like before. I did have to blur out bits because this is the picture I sent to my doctor, so I had to be naked. But yeah, you can see basically, you can even see in this picture, like see how small my legs are, but then obviously you can see like my waist is wide, the weight is like in my belly area and stuff like that. So I'll show pictures like from the back and the side. I can't show that naked obviously, but yeah, you can see from the back and the side. Again, I don't have anything there, no hips, no bum, no shape coming out, no nothing. And then this is what my body is looking like now. I'll show like from the front, from the back, from the sides and everything. So now you can see I have more of a curve, like my waist comes in, my hips come out, my bum also, like there's a bum there now basically. So again, for context, before surgery, my waist was like 31 inches, my hips was about like 37, 38. And then now after surgery, my waist is 27 inches. And my hips are 41. So when I was fresh out of surgery, to be honest, up until about 3 weeks post-op, my waist was actually 30 inches. Like when you first come out of surgery, you're super swollen. So yeah, my waist was like 30 inches, but my hips was about like 44. So there was still a contrast, but yeah, it's not like my waist was small or anything. It's really in the last week that my waist has just gone down to 27. I guess it's just like my swelling going down slowly now. And then my hips as well, they were 44 like I said, but they've gone down to 41 now, which again is normal because you do lose fat after your surgery. So you go through a period where, like I said, you're fresh out of surgery, you're super swollen, everything's big, then you lose the fat, and then again you circle back to gaining the fat, and your fat grows and your fat settles and stuff like that, which usually happens from anywhere from 6 weeks and onwards. So sometimes people, and it's called fluffing, so sometimes people fluff when they're literally 6 weeks, 12 weeks, sometimes 3 months, sometimes 6 months, sometimes 9 months even. I've seen someone even say they fluffed after a year. So it kind of just depends. But yeah, now I'm at the point where like my body's kind of just what it is now, and yeah, it's just kind of a case of like having to feed my fat and just wait for, you know, the fat to kind of like grow and settle. And then aside to that as well, I'm still swollen as well, and swelling, unfortunately, it's just one of those things. You have to just wait for it to go. So that can be anywhere between 3 to 6 months that it takes for your swelling to fully go down. So honestly, with getting your body done, like, you know, people love to say, oh, surgery is the easy way out, etc., etc. Nothing about this process is easy. Like, you don't get surgery today and then wake up tomorrow and have the body of your dreams. Like, it's a long process. The aftercare is long, just everything, the discomfort, like, it's not easy at all. And then on top of that, you still have to maintain your body as well. So it's like getting surgery doesn't automatically mean you never have to work out, you never have to eat good. Like, you still have to do all of those things to actually have the best possible outcome. It's not just surgery is the thing that fixes everything, if that makes sense. Also, I did my body in Nigeria, so yeah, people have like asked me stuff about that. I feel like whenever I say to someone, oh yeah, I'm doing my body in Nigeria, or like when I was saying to people that I'm doing my body in Nigeria, or even like now that I've done it and I've said, oh yeah, it was in Nigeria, everyone's like, oh my gosh, Nigeria, what, really, how, blah blah blah. Yeah, surgery is very common in Nigeria actually. It's just that it's not as popular as like, you know, Turkey or America or DR or stuff like that. Like, those places are really on the map for surgery. But yeah, surgery in Nigeria, there's a lot of great doctors here. The thing is, to be honest with surgery, it's really your doctor as opposed to the country. Like, any good doctor can set up shop anywhere, do you know what I mean? Like, there's doctors in Iran that do like great surgery as well, just wherever. So it kind of just depends. But for me, the reason why I chose Nigeria, because like I was saying before, I actually was booked to do my surgery in Turkey, but something, I don't know, I ended up cancelling my surgery like 2 weeks before. Something about me, I just wasn't like 100% certain. And I feel like, yeah, when it comes to doing things like that, like surgeries, you really have to be, you know, your gut has to be like, yes, I'm fully sure of this, do you know what I mean? You want to be very sure of your decisions. So yeah, I really wasn't. And then when I changed to doing it in Nigeria and chose my doctor, I felt a lot more at ease and settled with my decision. So yeah, I'm really happy I switched. One thing that made me feel confident about them is I feel like they do a nice shape in terms of like curves and stuff like that. So I'm not saying they don't do that in other countries as well, but with Turkey specifically, I know I didn't feel like you really get that kind of like curved silhouette. Like, Turkey, I feel like they can take out the fat and snatch your waist, but that actual curve like S silhouette that I wanted, I feel like Turkey is more like, you know, your waist will be in and then your hips will just come out like that. Whereas doing your surgery in Nigeria, I feel like it's more like your waist will actually curve in, like it's actually been sculpted, and then your hips will, you know, curve back out, so you get that S kind of shape, like I was just saying. Aftercare in Nigeria is so good. That's one thing I can actually say is better than Turkey for sure. Like, aftercare in Nigeria, yeah, Turkey's not touching that. And even other countries, to be honest, I feel like the aftercare in Nigeria is really just great. Like, in terms of the nurses, in terms of even just like the way aftercare is set up, you can be very comfortable, very, like, even if you're not staying at a recovery home, like even just if you're at your house and having all the aftercare come to you, I really wanted to have that convenience and just, yeah, feel sure that I'm getting the best post-op care. And the price point as well really helped. Like, the cost of all my free surgeries, well, the full breakdown actually is in my ebook, which is in the description box. I do have a Nigerian BBL guide, which has basically every single bit of information you would need about like getting your body done, and in particular getting it done in Nigeria. So literally list of doctors, how to like check if your doctors are qualified, things to ask your doctors, how to pick a doctor, how to decide what kind of body you want, prices, quotes, like post-op prices, post-op budget, products, like literally every single thing. So yeah, the full cost is in there, but even just like a ballpark, like the full cost of my surgeries is less than what would cost you to get veneers. So that just gives you an idea of like the price point and how good it was. Yeah, I'm going to end the video here. If you do have any questions or video requests, do leave them below. Like I said, the link to my ebook will be in the description box, so definitely check that out because that has all the information that you would need. You can also get access to my Snapchat close friends through that link as well. So close friends is where like I really post like in detail about like my surgery journey. You can see pictures, videos, like ask me questions, all that kinds of stuff. So again, if you're considering surgery in general and especially Nigeria, then those things will be great to grab. They will be below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.